Sanbonan, Dumelang, Abshin, Dimasiari, Khuyemeda, Ay, Nalategage. Program Director, Deputy Minister Chikunga, Minister of Transport, Dr. Blade Nzimande, MEC for Transport in the province of Gauteng, MEC Ismail Vadi, other MECs who are here from other provinces, mayoral representatives and people from the Council of Ekurhuleni, Chairperson of the PRASA Board, Ms. Kanyisile Guayama, the French Ambassador, His Excellency, the Gibela and Alstom representatives and officials, the managers and supervisors, but most importantly, all of you as the people who work here in this very beautiful factory of Gibela. Good afternoon. It is a real joy and an honor for me to have been invited and so warmly welcomed by all of you. As I walked around, many of you were full of smiles. I did not see a single angry person. Benigcwele ukujabula nje nonke nihleka kamnandi. Ngithole kuyinto enhle ngiyabonga ukuthi ningamukele ngezandla ezimbili. Nyanbonga kakhulu. Thank you very much for welcoming me here. Now, today, this is a great moment, both for the development of passenger rail in South Africa, as well as the expansion of the industrial capacity of our economy. When we talk about the expansion of our economy, it is a place like this, and it is people like you that we are talking about. So you represent the expansion, the growth, the development, and broadening of our economy. You are our economy, and we thank you for being where you are today for South Africa. An essential part of government's rolling stock fleet renewal program, this factory serves as a catalyst for the transformation of passenger rail services and public transport more broadly. Let me at the outset immediately say that I have been to one other rail transport factory in the world, and I'm not going to name the country, but I can name the country. Do you want me to name the country? I've been to a rail transport development factory in China. And the Chinese are our partners in BRICS and all that, but now that we are inaugurating the very first one in our own country, I am overjoyed, because when I was in China, they took me around their own factory and showed me. I was deputy president then, and they showed me how they build trains, what they do. And as I looked at the whole process, I said to myself, Cyril Ramaphosa, this can also be done by South Africans. Today, I am proud I am very proud to say that I have come to the best train factory that I have ever seen, and you are that train factory. This demonstrates our determination as a country and as a people to develop passenger rail as a critical enabler of economic growth and social development. Passenger rail is amongst the most cost-effective and efficient means to connect people, to connect them to places of work, to connect them to various destinations, to connect them to relatives, to friends, yes, to even connect them to their boyfriends and to their girlfriends. That you can do through passenger rail. Even as we work to overcome the spatial distortions of the apartheid urban landscape, we will rely on passenger rail to carry millions of South Africans to and from work and wherever they want to go. As we heard MEC Vardy saying, our passenger rail network transports 2.5 million people every day, and it is going to be rising, as he said, to about 5 million people every day. And it is therefore important that we have a facility like this, and we have people like yourselves, well-trained, capable, being able to build the passenger coaches that are going to take our people around. And this is wonderful to see all of you being here, being committed and determined to make sure that our people go around. It is therefore essential that we ensure that our passenger rail service is safe, it is affordable, it is beautiful, well constructed by knowledgeable people like yourselves who are skilled, who know what they are doing. We want our train service not only to improve people's economic prospects, but also to improve their quality of life. Our trains must deliver people to work on time and ensure that they are able to return home to their families without any delays or anxieties. The train sets that are being manufactured here will significantly improve the reliability and the comfort of the service. For decades, passenger rail served as an adjunct of the apartheid system of dormitory townships, keeping black people at a distance from white cities while securing access to their labor. We need to redefine our passenger rail services as an essential part of integrated cities, the cities that we are building today, the cities of tomorrow, where people are able to live in cohesive communities close to where they work and also close to the amenities, places where they want to go to relax, to have fun, and cities where people are able to move around with great ease, to welcome, to be comfortable in all parts of the urban space. We look to our passenger rail services also to redefine the relationship between urban and rural. We do not view passenger rail in isolation from our broader public transport infrastructure. MEC Vardy, who deals with transport matters in Gauteng on an ongoing basis, they continue to look at how we can integrate public transport services to exactly everything that our people do and make sure that more and more of our people rely on public services, transport services. All forms of public transport need to be more effectively integrated. Such an integrated system is necessary if we are to reduce congestion in the urban areas. And after decades of underinvestment in new trains for passenger rail transport, this investment here signifies a new era in the modernization of commuter rail network. This factory will have a profound impact not only in the sphere of public transport, but also in developing our country's manufacturing capacity. Manufacturing, what you are doing here, is the real engine of economic growth. And we are very proud that here in Ekurhuleni is proving once again to be the real engine of our economic growth, and all of you are participating in this effort. For instance, instead of simply importing new train sets, we have used this opportunity to ensure that we invest in local industry capacities, capabilities, and skills. It gives concrete expression to our determination, as articulated in the framework agreement that the social partners, being business, labor, communities, and government, arrived at the Job Summit, to make sure that we boost manufacturing in our own country and we build manufacturing sites in an extensive way around the country. This factory is not only about building trains, it is also about advancing the industrialization of our economy. Over the past few years, manufacturing and industrialization of our economy has been going down. We haven't had a lot of manufacturing activity, and the industrialization capability of our country has been going down. And today, what we see here at this Gibela factory is a major boost to our manufacturing capacity as a country. It is a major boost to our industrialization program as a country. And as you heard Minister Nzimande say, even the African Union, a continent that is composed of 54 countries, looks to South Africa as the anchor of manufacturing on the whole continent. It looks to South Africa to ignite the industrialization of our continent. And it is for this reason that the AU has chosen us as South Africa. It is for this reason that you have been chosen as the people who are going to drive the manufacturing of trains in the whole continent. All of you seated here. That is a fantastic achievement. As part of our drive to achieve sustainable economic growth and significantly expand employment, we have identified the growth of manufacturing as a key priority. As I was saying, after many years of decline, this is the sector that we want to promote. This is the sector that we want to grow. Our objective is to build more and more factories that are going to manufacture various products throughout the country. The market for rail rolling stock in the region and elsewhere on the continent is likely to continue to expand for several decades to come as the working population grows and as you've heard, many more people move from the rural areas into the urban areas. Most importantly, this factory is helping to address the most important challenge in South Africa today, unemployment, but more importantly, especially unemployment among the youth. Now, I've been told by some of your managers that the majority of people who work here are below 35 years. That is fantastic because it addresses youth unemployment. Now, what this means is that at 66 years, I will not be able to get a job here. As I entered, I thought that I may want to apply to come and get a job here. But when I heard that the majority of you are 35 and below, I said maybe I should go and try next door. So you've lost a very important worker amongst you. We are told that the rolling stock fleet renewal program is expected to create over 8,000 direct jobs throughout the Gibela Consortium's supply chain, with this factory targeting the creation of 1,500. This is phenomenal that your colleagues, many more people are going to join you and you are going to grow to 1,500. And this is something that we must celebrate, and we want to thank the Gibela Consortium for making this possible into the future. These are new jobs in an industry that is relatively new in our country. And by the way, this is not only relatively new, this is a brand new industry. We have not been able to build trains in the past, and now today we are now able to build trains. So this is a new industry in our country, and it is an industry that is expected to grow exponentially. Nearly all the jobs in this factory will be filled by South Africans, with the aim to employ 85% historically disadvantaged persons and at least 25% women. But I've been told that already you are almost at 50% women. Malibongwe. It is our hope and expectation that with time, yes, indeed, the employment of women will grow to equal the demographic numbers in our country. This is the kind of decent work that the social partners at the Job Summit spoke about. Another significant and valuable part of this project is the emphasis on localization. The aim to achieve a minimum of 65% local content on the new trains creates opportunities for the emergence of a range of supplier businesses. We are particularly excited by plans to build a supplier park adjacent to this factory, which will be a critical enabler to support localization and to also develop a rail industrial hub. This supplier park will be able to supply all the products, the input products that you need to make the trains. We further applaud the strong focus on skilling of artisans and engineers as part of the train manufacturing process. And I want to applaud Gibela for having a focus on community development. I also want to applaud the shareholders of Gibela. Yes, including Alstom, all the way from funds that they are also focusing on community development, giving young people education in maths and science, preparing them to come and work here as well in the future, but also making sure that they give bursaries to the young people of our country. We note that by the end of the program, the Gibela Consortium aims to have trained over 6,700 artisans, about 2,000 engineering technicians, and nearly 600 professional engineers. We applaud you for that, and we thank you for having such great dreams. And this will be in addition to the modern and efficient trains that you are building here. These artisans and engineering technicians will remain as part of the country's growing resource pool. They will remain a national asset that will continue to support economic development for decades to come. We welcome the establishment of training centers and, yes, as you provide those bursaries to young people. Now, this project demonstrates the value of partnership between the government, its agencies, and the private sector, ensuring that public investment in infrastructure is effectively leveraged to promote industrialization, localization, and job creation. We are going to be focusing, as you will have heard, on infrastructure build. And we are allocating as a government, for starters, 400 billion rand just to promote and invest in infrastructure. And part of the infrastructure that we are going to put in place is precisely the rail network in our country, so that the trains that you are building will, in the end, be able to end up there. Now, as part of this effort, we are also showcasing today's launch of this factory. We're going to be showcasing it to the investors who are coming in their large numbers today, tomorrow, and on Saturday. We are going to be having 1,200 investors, 80% of them from South Africa and the rest from other parts of the world. I am going to take an opportunity to tell them about this factory, to tell them about you, and to tell them what you are doing. So I am going to put you on the world map. This launch is taking place exactly on the eve of this investment conference that we are going to have tonight and tomorrow. And we will tell them that, as we have been saying, South Africa is open for business. South Africa is open for investment. South Africa is open for both local investment as well as offshore investment. And this is a clear demonstration that indeed this is what we have achieved. We've got an offshore investor as in Alstom, and we've got our local investors. They have combined their effort to make this possible. And this is precisely what we are calling the world to South Africa to come and do. And we will be talking precisely about this, how we as South Africans are able to create products of real value, products that we are now going to be able to export to other parts of the world. And what has given me even more joy is to go around today and to be talking to young black men and women who are supervisors, who are directors, who are managers, who are running this place nothing has given me more joy than that. It shows that we can do it ourselves as well. I want to end by thanking all of you, but I particularly want to thank, yes, your client. Your client is PRASA, because they are the ones who are going to be buying these trains. I want to thank PRASA for being the trusted client that you as Gibela are going to have. But I also want to thank the Department of Transport. I want to thank our minister, our deputy minister. They have been leading from the front. Minister Nzimande has been talking about this nearly every day to me, whispering to me all the time, telling me to come here. He was bending my hand every day. President, you must come to this factory and see for yourself how our people are building these trains. Initially, I did not believe him, because I don't believe everything that he tells me. But today, I really believe what he told me. He has brought me to the best factory that I have seen in a long time, and to meet the best people. Indeed, I want to thank the chairperson of the board and the board of PRASA as well for making this possible. They will continue buying your trains. All you have to do is to make those trains. They will buy your trains. Thank you very much. It's a wonderful pleasure to be here.
All right, well, there you have it. That's President Cyril Ramaphosa launching the train manufacturing factory in Nigel, in the East Rand here in Gauteng. The factory's name is called Gibela, and the president basically saying that this is one of the greatest moments for his life, for the industry most importantly, as well as the expansion of the economy, saying that this Gibela factory will serve as a catalyst for the transformation of this industry. He's even made an example that he once went on a tour in China at one of the factories where he, while he was still the deputy president of the country, and when he was there, he vowed that he would want to see a similar factory here in South Africa. So he's very much overjoyed that this is finally happening here at home. Now, the president said the passenger rail transports about 2.5 million people on a daily basis. Of course, we've had the MEC for Transport in Gauteng, Ismail Vadi, earlier on saying that this number is expected to rise to about 5 million people on a daily basis. So it's very much important to have a facility like this. He said it's also important that the industry must now be very much safe and affordable for the people of South Africa, contribute towards the quality of their lives. They must be able to take the people to work safely, on time, and return them back to their place. So this particular factory, the Gibela, manufacture about 580 commuter trains, and the president said that it will have an impact on the country's manufacturing capacity, as it will also enhance the industrialization of South Africa's economy. He also went on to say that manufacturing has actually been identified as one of the key elements towards the country's economic growth. One other important point that the president made is a number of people that are employed, though of course that number expected to rise to 1,500, and he said he is very much delighted to see that about 85% of people working there will be from the previously disadvantaged communities, and they're also looking at a representation of about 25% of women working at that particular factory. So he says he's been told that a majority of people working at Gibela factory are the young people below the age of 35. So he also emphasized that the project, or this particular project, really talks to the public-private partnership in terms of addressing the many challenges that faces our government. That's of course basically what President Cyril Ramaphosa said when he officially launched the train manufacturing factory in Nigel here in Gauteng. We're taking a quick ad break. We'll give you the news shortly.
That's all.